How many yaps does it take to get to the center of a manhwa? Yap, yap, yap! Just don't read this chapter 0. It's a short sales pitch that has a ton of future plots that you don't want to ruin the next 20 chapters through. Just stay away from it. It serves no purpose. We start with some inner monologue as our main character reads about the heroes he wishes to become. Usually, our MCs are good at something, and being a pro gamer will come up a lot. But unfortunately for our main character, he's just a number 2. Look at his face in that tiny trophy. Now we get into the conflict of the story. Giant cataclysm occurs, and dungeons or gates, whatever, open and transport monsters from another dimension to wreak havoc on Earth. Typical superpower story, with hunters, their abilities to save the world. This one calls them mana users. And of course, our main character sees these mana users and dreams of being one of them, just like the comics he read. We instantly jump in time to find our main character has no such ability, and bro is hitting the sauce hard. Public service announcement, remember kids, don't litter, especially broken glass. This is just a jerk move. Our main character sulks because he feels like he's weak in comparison to all the other mana users he wants to be like. I mean, it's called being a mana user and you only have 7 mana. That's not a lot. But his skills sound interesting to me, especially communication. The world would be a much better place in my mind if everyone learned to communicate properly. We get a name for our main character. It's Jin Jongdo. It's written on his test sheet that states his below average stats. Oh yeah, game sounds like a neat skill too. He was a pro gamer, so maybe that's how he got it. Jin pulls himself up by his croc straps and decides to just sleep it off when he's met by this lady inside his house. Breaking an entry, anyone? But I love this illustration style, where the character is so discombobulated by the situation, they can't be fully drawn. We learn about her. She's some sort of agent of the universe, and her name is Winry Machina. Kind of a normal name for something that's part of the universe, but let's not get into that. We also learn that our boy Jin here embodies the first miracle. What is it? We'll have to find out. This is such a funny way of twisting her words. I don't know what she's doing, but I was right about communication. Apparently, skills or abilities here can have levels, and I guess 3 is a lot. Well, in communication that is? Dunno. We're not given a whole lot to go on, we're just being spork-fed the plot. Winry gives Jin a present from the universe, a new skill, and boy, it looks like a doozy. Also, that's what my house looks like on chili night! That's a lot of skills. Even Jin is confused. And of course, like many other manhwas, we get an AI helper that only the MC can hear. Just kidding, it's gone. And it leaves more questions than answers. For a superhuman video game manhwa, it's not surprising that a status window appears. We've talked about this considerably in the Ending Maker review. And like all other video game and superhuman manhwas, this plot device will be used to track our main character's growth numerically, consistently, non-stop. It's what we're going to rely on just to say, okay, he's stronger now, and then he'll fight stronger bad guys probably, and then it'll be, oh wait, what number is he now? Is he stronger yet? And now we get to the main mechanic of this story, and its title, the SSS Gatcha Hunter. This nasty Cenobite mouth-looking gumball machine from hell is the true gift bestowed to Jin from the universe. Look at how terrifying this thing is in action. Even Jin thinks it's dangerous. And then it doesn't just spit out a capsule, it uses its unnecessarily long tongue to hand it over. But Jin's favor is in the fact that he struck gold, literally, with this capsule. Jin opens it and gains knowledge, rare knowledge at that. And of course, it's lottery numbers from the future. Who doesn't wish this would happen to them? But on top of that, we get some activation clues about this device. The first is that the Gatcha costs mana to use, so he can't just keep using it willy-nilly, especially with his measly 7 mana. We go back in time by a day, and we get to experience the awakening of Jin, and we meet all his co-workers whom I'm just gonna pass over right now. We see that everyone makes a big spectacle about watching others awaken. This gives me questions. Who invented this device that awakens people? Like, were there no naturally awakened mana users or what? This feels like a plot hole? Let's just gloss over it for now. His co-worker, Yoon Seon, gets a talent of Saintus and has tons of talents and mana. I guess 27's a lot because people lose their minds over this. And we get some garbage explanation that, oh, Venturans only have 30 mana. She must have a ton of room to grow. And it just, I don't know what the cap is. I don't know what the bottom is. Well, I mean, I guess the bottom's 0. But so 7 versus 27 doesn't feel like a big difference, but they're treating it so differently. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to skip over the obvious section where he gets his dreams crushed into a fine paste in front of his whole group of work friends. We see them get these watches. They're given to anyone who's awakened. Will these become important? I'm skipping the rest because it felt like it was an unnecessary flashback. We know the outcome. We're not going back 10 months, 10 years, 10 centuries. No real new knowledge is gained except you are showing these people that feels out of order. It just feels like this was done wrong. Jin goes back to keep doing the gacha. He only has 7 mana, so you do the math on how many he can do. This is hilarious. So that gold capsule at the beginning was definitely something special. If this is the type of normal info you can get. And Jin's face says it all. Who'd want to know that? I spent mana on this? In total, Jin uses 6 of his 7 mana, and this is the result. Typical gacha game. We've been talking about it for a while, so I should add it to the word of the day. Gacha game. A gacha game is a game of chance and luck where you pour your hard-earned money into a machine in the hopes of winning an expensive top prize, though the odds of winning are often low, driving long-term engagement and repeated spending. It's just another form of gambling. We get this info dump on what we can assume for ourselves. He only has 7 mana. He can't gamble as much as someone who has 100 mana. We get it. Though the art is funny, but fundamentally, the panel's easy. Jin uses his last remaining mana, and out pops a diamond-looking ball. You can see Jin's surprise. It performs a Disney light show and reveals that super duper ultra rare information. Jin is surprised. He gets to know when and where a gate will open. This gives him the advantage over other hunters. We don't know why this is good yet, as he's weak, but it reeks of opportunity. Imagine he goes and dies while trying to clear this gate and the manhwa just ends. That's a real gacha. But Jin goes anyway. He can't let this opportunity slip by. Plus, it's a great way to verify that the gacha is even giving him real info. The gate appears right on time, and Jin is elated. We get an explanation as to why Jin is risking his life to go into the treasure dungeon. It's because it's only the 3rd ever to be discovered, and the other 2, they spit out legendary weapons. Jin enters the dungeon, and we come to find out he's lost, or has been for some time. He uses his skill Observation and discovers a secret door that was hidden with illusion magic. He opens the door and is instantly greeted by dwarfs, who welcome him with open arms. Well, sort of. They think he's weak looking, and they're right. But by breaking through the illusion magic, he's been given the right to attempt the second test, fighting this dwarf named Giz. Okay, the test isn't a fight. It's a game created by the 7 dwarves. I seem to remember that our main character has a skill called Game, and it's level 2. Feels like his luck is really turning around. When Jin realizes the game is identical to the one he played while being a pro gamer, he knows he has this in the bag. As soon as the controller touches his hands, game talent activates, and Jin thoroughly trashes Giz 100-0. Look at that smug look on his face. Having been so thoroughly defeated, the dwarves don't accept defeat, and they make an offer. If he can beat all of them, they'll give him something much better than what he should have received, something they made themselves. And look how they're standing here. Is this a rock band cover? I love when jump cuts are used perfectly like this. I would rather not go through him beating all of 7 of them over and over and over again. Once was enough. And by the look and exacerbation on their faces, he won just as handily as the first time. The dwarves scan him and see that he has communication level 3. And they're blown away. And we finally get an explanation of what the skill levels mean and how level 3 is probably the highest. Even the dwarves acknowledge that they're meeting a great person. Jin gets his prize, a handmade bracelet by the dwarves. He's transported back to Earth the hard way, as you can see by the bump on his head. The bracelet is called the King of All Weapons, and it will change the trajectory of Jin's life. But you're gonna have to read that for yourself. The SSS Gatcha Hunter is a fun read with a hero narrative. It follows Jin as he learns to use his new skills, talents, his weapons. He struggles to get stronger fast enough to stop devastating events that have yet to come. He's got his trusty gotcha device that can read the future and a bracelet that can become any weapon, sort of. I've enjoyed reading this story. Some of it can be a drag and a waste of artistic talent, but for the most part, it's an easy story to read. I give the SSS Gatcha Hunter 3.5 golden gotcha balls out of 5. Don't look to this one for anything other than an easy, fun time. And remember, the National Gambling Hotline is 1-800-522-4700. Help's available 24/7 and 100% confidential. Cheers. But you'll have to read that for yourself. But you'll have to read that one for yourself. Woohoo! You're gonna have to read that for yourself. But you're gonna have to read that for yourself. You're gonna have to read this on your own. All right, let's try this again.